Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Group 5. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming to our presentation today. And before we start, let me introduce my group. My name is Adinda Anugrah as a moderator, and my partner is Adinda Kharisma and Della Rahmattia. So today we are proudly present the material for our study. Under the title is Student Strategies in Speaking English. For the first slide will be delivered to Adinda Kharisma. For Adinda Kharisma, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. For the first slide is introduction. English is most important language to learn for people looking to transfer knowledge, science, technology, art, and culture around the world. In Indonesia, English is taught from preschool through to the university level. Speaking English effectively is the key to success when learning the language. Every person uses language to communicate, give information and knowledge, and express their ideas, thoughts through the world. Language is an important part of human life, not just as a way to communicate with other people, but also as an essential part of our everyday life. English is an international language that is commonly used by all the countries in the world. This is why learning a foreign language is such a great interest for learners. It allows them to communicate in a new way. Therefore, learning and practice English is important for speaking in daily communication. In order to be successful in English, you need to be good at listening, speaking, reading, and writing. It is used between countries all over the planet. The most important skill one can have is communication. Okay, for the next is method. The mixed method is a method that uses quantitative and qualitative method to collect and analyze data for a study. In the same way, by Denscom, as cited in NT, state that the mixed method is an alternative technique that mix qualitative and quantitative approaches. Additionally, the fundamental of using mixed methods it is to provide the answer to research question clearly. This research was developed using mixed method. In addition, the researcher collected the data quantitatively and qualitatively processed the data collection. Using qualitatively, the research identified the frequency of type of learning strategies in the form of number and percentage, and they clarify using qualitative based on the information from the interview session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Adinda Kharisma. For the next slide, will be delivered with myself. Okay, for the setting of research, this research was taken setting at student 12th grade in Muhammadiyah 10 Vocational High School, Kisaran Asahan District. The research is conducted this place for the reason because no one of the researchers did observation in this situation before, which has English student. The questionnaire consisted of 19 numbers divided into 3 learning strategies. When conducting an interview session, researchers will provide a list of questions in English and Indonesian. In this questionnaire, the student had to read the questions. The data from the questionnaire is used as primary data. The researchers used closed-ended question and Likert scales. The list of questionnaires was taken from Oxford, Rebecca L. and Nikos Marta in 1989 and reviewed by researchers. The researchers then organized the survey data by grouping the responses according to the survey questions. The research fills in the result of the questionnaire and interview sessions, and the results are reported in the survey result. This is intended to make it easier for participants to answer the question. Participants take 46 minutes to interview, where a question contains student identities such as name, class, and gender. The researchers then categorize the data based on the students' answer to the research questions. After reviewing the interview data transcript, we will organize the data transcript in terms of different learning strategies. Next, result and discussion. The data will be presented according to the survey questions. This section provides an explanation and analysis of the results of strategic use studied by students at the Muhammadiyah Kisaran Vocational High School. Next is metacognitive strategy. For 46.7% of students prefer self-control to learn this latter process. Also, 37.3% frequently use self-assessment, and the English class listed at number 5. 41.1% of students sometimes use organizational planning as strategy, which number 4 shows. In general, most students have always used self-control as a strategy. The result of the metacognitive strategy show a clear response from the participants. It has always been frequent and has been for sometimes. I think that's all for me. For the next slide, will be delivered to Della Rahmattia. For Della Rahmattia, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the moderator. The next strategy is cognitive strategy. 51.4% of students always use notes in their language lessons. The questionnaires submitted 10 statements offering a variety of activities based on learning strategies. However, for other statements, the answer varied, with 41% of students responding frequently. According to the above data, the student gave different answer. The revised strategy used is indicated by the number 1 learning strategy. In addition, in other statements, there were 47.6% of students who occasionally opted for refinement. It was mentioned in number 8. With a given statement of cognitive strategy, repetition, research acquisition, grouping, translation, reasoning, deduction, summarization, notes, keyword methods, and refinement were examples of cognitive strategies. According to O'Malley and Camet, cognitive strategy focus on the transformation and manipulation of material or stacks. Next. Social influential strategies. There were 43.9% of students who occasionally use questions to clarify their learning strategies in English-speaking classes. The survey provided 4 explanations for a variety of exercises based on learning methodology. The result in the table show that students generally use learning strategies during their learning activities. Socially compelling techniques, according to O'Malley and Camet, are those that focus on social reflection with others. The issue of clarification and participation explain a social effective methodology. For example, in the fourth statement, 48.5% of students were always cooperating to support the lesson. But for the other statement, like the first statement, the answer varied. Next. And the last one is conclusion. Students must learn the skill of speaking in English. Speaking allows students to share their ideas with others. Speakers can produce oral language in a variety of ways using specific devices that make it easier to speak as a production skill. Furthermore, students use a variety of learning strategies to teach English. As a result, students must come up with ideas and strategies to help them learn English. Furthermore, learning strategies are the strategies that students use to support another. This is supported by learning strategies used by students to improve their learning, such as sport. Students have taken concrete steps to make learning easier, faster, more comfortable, voluntary, and effective, as well as to transition to newer situation. This included metacognitive, cognitive, and social-emotional strategies. Each strategy is divided into subcategories. Conversely, dialogue is a skill that enables the speaker and listener to be effective communicators by doing the following. You want to say it in a way that your interlocutor can understand. These learning strategies can be chosen based on the opportunity and the student learning objectives. However, there were numerous ways for students to apply their learning strategies. This is consistent with BICAT, who discovered that speaking as a skill has two components: the ability to generate it and the ability to interact with it. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Della Rahmattia. So this is the end of our presentation today. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.